What's up guys, Lifting here. In this video I'm going to present to you the top 7 normal base items for you to use your chains orbs on if you like to gamble for the big prizes. But quickly let me preface this video by saying if you have a good loot filter, a lot of these base items are typically highlighted for you in the game, but not necessarily always all of them. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1 on the list is COSPRI'S, well, the assassin garb. Not only is this very valuable, but it is also highly usable. With this chest armor, enemies can have 1 additional curse and you poison cursed enemies on hit. This means you don't have to spend points on getting the Whispers of Doom notable or spend a socket for the poison gem, allowing you to save those resources for elsewhere. Number 2 on the list is the good old KAOM'S heart. To change this, you'll need a glorious plate. While KAOM'S heart doesn't provide a massive list of affixes, the power of this chest lies in its 500 flat added life and to some extent the fire damage as well. The thing is, with 500 flat life added to your character via this chest, your life percentage nodes in the skill tree gets to be so much more efficient. And this turns out to give you, well, quite a lot more life. Number 3 on the list is the Void Battery Prophecy Wand. This wand is amazing for spellcasters focusing on scaling crits via power charges. With this wand you gain an additional power charge, mana, cast speed, critical strike chains and 25% increased spell damage per active power charge, meaning that if you have 8 power charges you will gain 175% increased spell damage plus the implicit spell damage bonus. But you of course need to subtract the 80 that the wand takes away. But together with all the other benefits, this wand packs a serious punch for any crit caster. Oh, and did I mention, you can dual wield these. Number 4 on the list is Taste of Hate, and for this you will need a Sapphire Flask. If you want to reduce incoming physical and cold damage and add more of that set element to your attacks, then this flask is pretty amazing. The cold damage mechanic is pretty straightforward. The more physical damage you have, the more extra cold damage is going to be applied to your attacks. Now the way it makes you more tanky though is by taking 20% of the incoming physical damage and converting it to cold damage, allowing your character's cold resistances to mitigate this incoming damage. And since this is a Sapphire Flask, your cold resistance is going to be very high, thus very effective. Number 5 on the list is Shavronne'S wrappings, and for this you will need an occultist vestment. With this chest you gain faster energy shield recharge, lightning res, reflected lightning damage, but most importantly, chaos does not bypass energy shield. This allows you to go low life by reserving auras and curses via blasphemy on both mana and life, scaling energy shield as your defense and thus allowing you to run more auras and curses in total without fearing you're going to die to chaos damage. This item is very build enabling and is therefore very aftersought. Number 6 on the list is a fairly new item to the game. It is the HERETIC'S Veil Dayside Mask. Not only is this item incredibly fashionable, but it's also very powerful. The power lies in its 2+ deserted curse gems. It implicitly grants a level 22 blasphemy support gem, saving you a socket. And if that wasn't enough, it also reduces the mana reservation cost of these curses, allowing you to spend that on other potential auras or heralds. Besides that, it has a decent amount of energy shield, which makes it a fairly easy choice to pick up. The 7th and last item on the list, but also the most profitable item to try and change for, is the SKYFORTH Sorcerer Boots. While these boots aren't necessarily build enabling or does anything completely unique, they just add so much power by reducing the amount of mana reserved by your auras, giving you the chance of generating power charges on crits, and making your stun threshold based on 500% of your mana instead of life, making it absolutely amazing for CI or low life builds. Besides that, they do of course have the highest movement speed bonus of 30 and a lot of extra mana. Overall, these boots are just crazy good for what they do. Now that was the top 7 items for you to spend your chains orbs on, or actually when I originally wrote this script I'd forgotten about 1 item. So I guess it won't be a top 7 but rather a top 8 item list. The unique I'm referring to here is the new COSPRI'S MALICE jeweled foil. Since the nerf to cast on crit, people have been looking for an alternative. COSPRI'S MALICE is just that. This foil is basically the ice version of the Mjolnir hammer, allowing you to cast a socketed spell on melee critical strike instead of a lightning one with the hammer. This allows for some pretty spammy and powerful damage output, not to mention it's tons of fun. Alright, so before we end though, I need to briefly give mention to 2 other items, and the reason they don't belong on the normal list is because they require league specific Sana mods to be changed, and these mods aren't always available in the game. The first of these 2 items is the VOLL'S Devotion Agate Amulet. Besides all the basic bonus affixes, this amulet's power lies in the unique property that allows you to gain an endurance charge anytime a power charge is consumed or expires. This amulet is often used with VOLL'S Protector to keep a steady and reliable source of endurance and power charges, which can serve to be incredibly powerful together with a skill such as Discharge. To change this amulet, you need to be in a Sana map with either the Anarchy or Onslaught mods. The second Sana League mod specific item is the gimmicky Headhunter leather belt. The power of the belt and fun lies in its unique property of when you kill a rare monster, you gain its mods or bonuses for 20 seconds, and these stack up when you kill multiple rare monsters, meaning you can get all kind of fun affixes added to your character for that duration. It's pretty amazing, while not necessarily always the stronger choice for any build. And besides this, the belt has a bit of life and some awesome attribute bonuses, making it fairly easy to fit into most builds. To change this belt, you need to enter a Sana map with the Nemesis map mod. And that's all for now, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel for more. Thank you for watching, and bros, do you even nerd?